Join us as I fly with Frontier Airlines from Tampa to Philadelphia to see if this is the worst airline in America. I'm Ralph from Ralph's Trip Reports, and welcome to this week's video. And a very good afternoon from Philadelphia Phillies spring training here in Clearwater, Florida. I've had a great few days on vacation here in the Clearwater area. I'm currently at the game now. However, all good things must come to an end. I usually just fly Spirit back to Atlantic City from Tampa. However, their flights from AC and Philly did not work out good schedule-wise this trip, so I'm going to throw a little bit of a curveball. Tonight, we're trying a new low-cost carrier to the channel, Frontier Airlines. So join us as I fly with Frontier on an Airbus A320NEO from Tampa back to Philadelphia. Enjoy the video. Tampa International Airport is located approximately 30 minutes from downtown Clearwater, and it's a quick drive over the bridge. We dropped our car off at the rental car center and took the tram to the airport. Here's a daytime shot of the tram on my ride in. The main terminal at TPA is very nice. It houses the trams on the third floor, ticketing on the second, and baggage claim on the first floor. And welcome to Tampa International Airport. I'm on the sky deck here. Just figured I'd get out and get some fresh air. So a little bit of bad news. We were supposed to leave at 9. They originally then pushed our flight back to 9:49. Well, now the flight's pushed back to 10:30. Checking the Flighty app and Flight Radar 24 confirms that the plane is still on the ground in Philly and it was due to leave about 25-30 minutes ago. So I have a gut feeling that our delay is going to be even worse. So we'll see what this night entails. I hope we're able to get out of here, but we'll see. If not, we'll have to stay in Tampa for the night. But knowing Frontier, no matter what time it is, they're going to try to get the plane out of here. But before I go inside, let's talk a little bit about Frontier. Like Spirit and Avelo, who I've covered on this channel before, Frontier is a low-cost carrier, meaning everything besides the base fare and a personal item is included. For example, want to select a seat? That will cost you between $30 and $100. Want to have a carry-on bag? That will cost you upwards of $60 or more, and so on and so forth. Frontier allows one personal item, which is currently can be no longer than 18 by 14 by 8. But unlike Spirit, they are way stricter on their personal item size. For example, my bag, which is considered a personal item on Spirit, is not one on Frontier due to their seats being a little bit tighter than Spirit's. So, since the backpack I bought for this trip was too small for the amount of items that I needed to have, I had to pay $74 each way to bring my item. That's $148 round trip for a carry-on bag. A little steep for me. I hate to say it. For the price of the ticket and the bag, I could have probably flown Southwest non-stop and heck been on time, or Delta through Atlanta for about the same price and had a way better experience. That's why I always say, when you see a great price on a low-cost carrier, think about everything you will need to bring with you before you book the reservation. Because if you add a carry-on bag with your ticket, it may be just as cheap to fly on a mainline carrier. Let's head inside and hopefully this delay gets resolved, but I have a gut feeling it's going to be a long night. Check this out. Wow. You don't see that in every airport. So, update, the plane has just left Philly. It's on its way down here. They say it should be here about 10 o'clock. So, that is good news. But whether we leave or not, that's yet to be determined. With our departure time approaching, it's time to take the tram over to Airside E, where we will be leaving from this evening. What's different about TPA than Orlando is that TSA is in each individual airside, making it a much faster and more convenient experience than MCO. And welcome to Airside E. For food and drink in this terminal, you have a restaurant, a Potbelly sub shop, Panda Express, a few shops, and a Delta Sky Club. And that's really it. So what's up? The plane is here. If you look behind me, the airport's almost completely closed up. Shouldn't be long now until we're in the air. Let's board this bird and go home. It's been a long couple days. And here is our aircraft. Taking us up the East Coast this evening is November 326 Frank Romeo, a 2018 built Airbus A320NEO, serving its whole career with Frontier. And it keeps getting better and better. Everyone keeps getting notified via their apps that we're getting delayed further and further and further. Well, now it's another hour, so we're going to be at 3 hours and 15 minutes late. The funny thing is, not a single announcement was made about our flight by the Frontier gate staff. I mean, come on. The flight's 3 hours late. You at least have to keep us updated. And I only knew that because somebody told me, a random stranger. I just think there's some work that needs to be done. Spirit does a way better job in this field with keeping everybody updated, but these people here are just terrible. No announcements. So let's see what else happens. I think I have to tell you that the ground staff here at the Tampa International Airport for Frontier Airlines are some of the rudest people I have ever spoken to or dealt with. We go up to ask them a question, they give us an attitude and wanted to argue with us over something. I think it's just unprofessional. Not to mention that they didn't even give us a single announcement on what was going on with this delay. Not one. And we've been here for over 3 hours now. This is going to be 3 hours we're late. Not one word from anybody with Frontier Airlines. We're still here. They're saying midnight now. And it's never good when the pilots come out to the desk to talk to the agents and then call flight ops. I have a gut feeling we're not leaving at midnight either. Well, 11:30, finally boarding. And welcome on board the Frontier Airbus A320NEO to Philadelphia. Now, let's take a look at the seats. Each passenger has individual air vents and reading lights. Coming down onto the seat, we see the miniature-sized tray table, which always makes me laugh. Taking a look at the seats on the flight down shows that the newer aircraft actually have full-size tray tables on Frontier. It really just depends what aircraft you get. Continuing on, we see the pocket which houses the safety information card. As far as the seats go, each seat has a pitch of 28 inches in regular economy with a width of 18 inches.
This is Captain Jansen. We'd like to welcome aboard Frontier Airlines Flight 4068 going to Philadelphia. Flight time an hour and 51 minutes. A few bumps in the climb. Otherwise, it's a smooth flight to Philadelphia. We were delayed coming out of Philadelphia. This aircraft we normally have brake temperature monitoring indicators up here in the flight deck where we can check the temperature on the brakes, which is important because it has to be below a specific temperature for takeoff for us to be able to stop the aircraft. We don't have the brake temperature monitoring system is inoperative on this aircraft right now. So then we have to go into a bunch of charts and figure out brake cooling time at the gate. And for this flight coming in from Philly, it was 1 hour and 40 minutes. Do apologize for the delay. Once again, welcome aboard.
With most planes at this hour being arrivals, the taxiways were very empty tonight, and we had basically the whole right side of the airport to ourselves. Taxi times were very quick. It's time for takeoff. Enjoy our takeoff this evening from TPA's runway 19 right. And now, let's go take a look at the restrooms on our flight. Even at this hour, the restroom is spotless and well maintained, so kudos to Frontier on that. So, is Frontier America's worst airline? After tonight, I have to say yes. Now, let me preface this. I work in customer service, so I get the challenges that can happen on a day-to-day basis, and I understand that, and everybody has a bad day now and then. But the way we were treated was just downright rude and unacceptable. I had an interaction with them at the desk. We had went up to ask them about the new U.S. DOT policy that states you get $400 in cash if your plane is delayed more than 3 hours. No questions asked. Instead of just telling us, unfortunately, that's not our policy and you get a meal voucher, it's in the terms and conditions, they actually had the nerve to mock my uncle and laugh in our faces saying, "You're not getting money, you're going to get a food voucher. Ha ha ha, nice try." They actually said that. I can't believe how we were treated in that instance. Now, I get it. We weren't going to get what we asked for, but there's a better way to handle this situation. I mean, come on. You haven't told us anything about what's going on with the flight, and heck, even announced anything in the past 2.5 hours. That is just downright rude and unacceptable. I'm sorry. I wouldn't treat my worst enemy that way. So that to me is just really unforgivable, and I'm sorry. Frontier has to be the worst airline in America. I hate to do it because everybody on board the flight coming down and at PHL was great. It's just this was one of the worst experiences I've ever had. And I've flown almost every airline in the country. And yes, I've had rude people, but never this bad. But are they as bad as Spirit? Well, in a week or two, I'm going to come out with a video comparing both of them, and we'll see which one wins. But I think by the title of this video, you already know the answer to that. And now it's time to land. Tonight, we will be landing from the north on runway 27 right.
Welcome to Philadelphia. Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until we are parked at the gate and the fasten seatbelt sign is turned off. On behalf of your flight crew and everyone at Team Frontier, thanks for traveling with us today.
And welcome to PHL. Current time is 3:27 a.m. With us landing on 27 right, we have a long taxi to Terminal E this evening. We pass a bunch of American, Delta, JetBlue, and United planes. One of those may be the topic of a future video. Wonder which airline it could be. And now we're arriving at our gate, Echo 2. Well, that just about does it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching this week's episode. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. God bless, and I'll see you next time.